we had the last session, Pam reached out to me and she was like, I want to be your next session. And you know what she did? She sent me a video. How many times? I mean, like, I'm already getting bumps. Like, this is going to be insane. I mean, just sit back. How many times have I told you, stand out in a crowd? She just hopped on and she just sent them. I think, was it like right after that you sent the message? And you were like, I am your next mini map and this is why. And I'm like, she's it. She is it. She is in. Guys, I can't tell you this strategy alone. I mean, I've launched businesses using the strategy. I've gotten clients from using the strategy. Use the strategy. All right. Number one. Hey there, it's Rhonda Melogy. If you like what you're seeing, make sure to hit the subscribe button below so you know when I publish a new video, probably any minute now. Number two, this is going to be a really unique mini map because Pam is not necessarily, she's not a social media manager. She's not a content writer. She's really taking systems organization, which we're going to geek out on, and she is using that in the travel industry. All right. So I'm going to throw it over to Pam, let her introduce herself, and then I'm going to share my screen. We're going to get right into her Trello board in the plan that I have created for her. All right. So go ahead, Pam.
All right. My name is Pam. I am a wife and a homeschool mom to an 18-year-old son who just graduated from high school and is heading into college. I know, whoop, whoop. And I have a 16-year-old daughter. I am also a travel agent of almost 1 year. I specialize in family and multi-generational travel. And after a short time of being in the business, I noticed that some new and experienced travel agents were constantly asking for help with workflows and systems and back office. So this is when I stepped in and I began a virtual assistant side gig, supporting travel agents while I was actually getting my own travel agency up and running. So I found Rhonda through her YouTube videos on productivity and systems, because this really is what I was finding that most travel agents were needing. So what I do is I help them increase their productivity by organizing their internal systems so that they can feel less overwhelmed and more in control of their day-to-day activities. And since this basically fell into my lap, I have had 7 clients. And I'm now looking for a map for myself for my virtual assisting business to, and also I'm looking to add my own systems to help me be more organized. And that is where Rhonda comes into play.
I love it. I love it. Okay. And she's wearing white. I'm wearing black. She is gray. I am white. I have a son who will be 18 and I have a daughter who is 16 and we both homeschool. So we're your sisters, actually. Just kidding. But here is the thing, guys. I'm going to drop a bomb on you right now that when she filled out this form, she's never taken a course. And I was just like, what? Because typically, like the people I work with, they've taken a lot of courses, they're absorbing a lot of content. They have like kind of like their go-to source where they get their information from. And I was like, ooh, this is good. I'm so excited. So I'm going to get ready. I am sharing my screen with you. Now, this is going to look really similar to last month's mini map session because it's got the same background that Shannon had, but it's a lot different because your goals are different. And that is what I love about this. You know, Shannon had a goal of she would like to generate consistent revenue of $5,000. And not that Pam doesn't want to get to $5,000, but right now for her, her goal is to get to $2,000 a month. Now, Pam is saying working 20 hours a week or 20 hours a month?
A week.
Okay. So we need to back off those hours the week, because when we're thinking about the number of hours that we're working and the amount of money that you want to be making, I want to make that more proportional. Okay. So we're working smarter, we're not harder, and we're making more, right? Because you shouldn't be penalized because you're offering a great service. And really, okay, you guys know that I'm opening up Systems by Design. And when like she put all this out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is there, this is there, this is there. This is going to be good. So the way, and after we are done with this call, I'm going to share with you this board. All right. So the first column here, daily affirmations, and I know the things that you are thankful for, the things that give you inspiration. I want to specifically look at your goal for July, August, and September. I can't even think. Really, the big thing for you, it's not necessarily that you need to go purchase a lot of courses, that you need to do a lot of things for your skill set. You just need to get the structure for your business. And I think once we have a structure, and that's the thing, when people find structure, then it is just, and you have said this several times because I've read your copy multiple times that's going on your website. It's these repeatable processes, things that we can batch. So there are things that feel like they are second nature to you, but more importantly, ultimately where we can go is subcontracting. So we're using our time so efficiently, then we can bring subcontractors on and move in our business. Now, I have really your big goals for the next 3 months: structure for your business, marketing for your business. That is something that we need. And I've got some really cool things coming your way. And I know like, okay, so we hadn't talked, like I've seen her video, but like we just talked just a second ago. I'm like, okay, she could totally do this. Cause I just feel that in your personality. Email collection. Now, this is not, we're not going to concentrate on this like first thing. But one of the things in our conversations and messages back and forth that Pam has said that she really enjoys is coaching. And so this could either open you up to a, say, maybe a 10-person little coaching session that you want to do, or it could open you up to a course option, however you want to do it. But we ultimately, and this is, guys, we can't wait. This is the biggest thing, guys. And I see this even in like big groups where people are paying a whole lot of money. They wait to create their audiences. I want you to create an audience right now. I want you to start collecting emails right now where you don't care, where there's no pressure, where you're like, oh, I got 2 today. Oh, I got 1 today. It's not that big of a deal for you. You're being proactive. So 3 months from now, when she's got her systems down and she's like, I think I want to do something, she has a little core group of people that are following her and looking to her as the expert. She's moving into that expert level, which I love. So we're going to go ahead and do that. That's part of our strategy over the next 3 months. And then the systems in place to bring subcontractors on to complete your work. Now, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, and I don't want to push you because I know you've got a lot of things personally going on. I know that you said that you want to work up to 20 hours a week. So what I've really put in here for you over the next few months is just really focusing on structure, focusing on getting these things in place. So it's as if you're not even working. So really for you, your checklist for July is number 1, your website. Now I have a list of things for your website. I do not want this to be a stumbling block. You have shared with me copy. Really what we need is we need a client intake form. We need your package, and then we'll put the opt-in in ultimately. It does not have to be a crazy designed website. What are you using for website? Are you working WordPress, Squarespace? What are you using?
Squarespace.
Okay. Well, I mean, you could just have a cover page if you wanted to. This needs to be very, very simple, and we need to hit publish. And if you can hit publish on this before, and I want to talk a little bit about the copy here on your website. There was like one phrase that I absolutely, partner, plan, profit. Alliteration. I love it. Partner, plan, profit. That is amazing. That is a course name. That is a workshop name. I love that, by the way. Like I read that one time and then like, where was that? Where was that? That is a fantastic name. I love that. Anytime that you can do that, it just, oh my gosh, it just like totally sticks with you. Okay. So the big thing for you is a website launch. Again, Squarespace, it's easy. I don't want you to take a lot of time because this is going to change. This is really just a hub. When you were doing your either strategic marketing or you're doing your social marketing, you got a place to send people to. Okay. And the Facebook business page. I don't care if you've only got 10 people that have liked your page. It does not matter. We just need to have a hub, a central location, right? And then our marketing schedule. That's our checklist, right? Now, here are the things that we're going to do. I've specifically put out here, launch your website. And to do that, you need to have that client intake form. I've already talked to you about this. Are you currently using some type of client intake form for your clients that you've already had?
Yes.
Okay. Really, really important. You need to add that then to the Work With Me page, or you just need to have that link and it's like a Google Doc or a type form. What are you using for your client intake?
It actually is part of a travel agent CRM that I'm using.
Okay. Well, and I put in here, look, I've got in here somewhere on one of these pages, I have Dubsado, and then I put question mark because I had told you in the mastermind I held in the fall, I understand that like travel agents, they kind of have their own software that they work with. So whatever software that is then what we need to be using. We don't need to add another piece to the page. The package listed on your website. Now we're going to go over this, and I've got screenshots specifically talking about your packages. When we first started talking and the information that you shared with me, to me, I felt like you, and this is, please take this as good love, not mean love. Okay. The language that you were using on some of the stuff and your, that you're going to use on your website, I felt like you were selling me on the fact that I needed to get organized. If someone is in a position that they are overwhelmed, and I really feel like we've identified two client types for you. One is really the beginner, which would be an amazing opportunity down the road for a course. And the other one is more advanced, where you even could do a higher level mastermind with those people to up level their business. So, but they're two different packages. And the thing that I felt like, if I'm overwhelmed, then I want to come to you and I want you to know I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not the more ambiguous language around these are the things that we can do. Because if those are the things that we can do together, well, what else don't I know that I need to have? And I don't know everything that I need to know. So I'm looking to you as the expert to take care of that. Because really, I mean, when we're service providers, people are coming to you to offload. It's like, I can't do it anymore. Here you go. Right?
Correct.
So we need to be really specific, and we need to get those packages listed on the website. And then ultimately, like I said, this opt-in, but we are not, I don't want you worrying about that right now. The most important thing for you, website launch and really structure for your business. Okay. When I look at business systems, the thing that I want to see that you have by the end of July, let me back up with your website. Are you almost ready? Could you push publish in the next 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay, great. So now we'll keep that on there. The intake form, you've already got it. We're not going to worry about it. Discovery call system, do you have one in place?
No. Yes.
Okay. Well, you've had 7 clients. So you've done something along the way where you've hopped on a call with somebody, you've walked them through. Typically, how long do those sessions last you?
It is no phone calls. It is through Facebook messages, and they are that desperate. I haven't hopped on a phone call with one.
What? Okay. Well, you're just like my dream. Okay. So I say that your discovery call should be no longer than 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the very beginning. You're like, well, Rhonda, I don't even spend 5. So,
well, and I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. I seriously believe that it's because these travel agents they're so desperate. They're just ready to offload.
Nice. Okay. So the 7 that you've had and they're ready to offload, are they consistent retainer clients? How long do you typically keep them for?
I have 2 that are retainer clients that are retaining me month to month. And then the other 5 are clients that I do a customized workflow for them, a client care task list.
Is it the same thing that you do over and over and over again?
Yes.
I'm seeing digital product. Oh my gosh, you're crazy. I love you. That's a digital product right there. If it's the same thing.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's a digital. I hope everybody's like getting really excited that's watching. I can't tell if they are or not. So it's just like you and I having a coffee chat. Okay.
Without the coffee.
Yeah, I'm drinking LaCroix. Okay, so client onboarding process, do you have that down?
I do, but it needs to be tweaked.
Okay. And then we establish workflow. So the reason I said two different type, because to me, it really seemed like you've got the beginner and you've got the advanced, and they probably need the same thing. It's just one like knows nothing, and the other, it's almost like your advanced is easier to work with because they do know, you can set it and forget it kind of thing. There's not as much involvement with them. 2 packages in terms of development. We're going to get to that here in just a second. And then really, I mean, when you have the structure in place, it's your marketing event, which I want to talk to you about, the number of discovery calls that you want to schedule, specific day, specific time that you want to do these, and the number of clients. I would recommend, because just knowing that you're going through a transition, your son's going to be going off to college, your daughter will be starting school in the fall, lots of things going on. I would limit your number initially and then work on getting these systems fully implemented. And what I mean by that is, you've already got your client intake form. That's great. You've never had a discovery call and had 7 clients. You're amazing. I want that system down. I want you to know what to say on the call. I want you to have your package down. And basically this 20-minute is that you're reiterating what their needs are. By the end of the call, you've already collected payment. You're already onboarding them. And then we can eventually offload those people to a subcontractor who's doing that work for you.
Okay.
If, and here is an if, because I want to get into a little bit of pricing, which we talked about, is that they get on the call and they're like, I think that we need to have a minimum package price for you. 20 hours a month for what you're charging, you need to bump that up. You know too much, you're too organized to be, you need more. And it's worth more than that. But those folks that are like, I can't do it, then that's a digital, okay, here you go. Here's the one-off, you know? So it's almost like the discovery call is going to be a win-win. If you've got a newbie, and I think you almost need maybe 2 forms, like let them qualify themselves, right? Are they new? They have no idea what they're doing, and they have some systems in place, but they're not optimizing. That's really your 2 people. And then the newbie, that's even going to help you further with your discovery call, because as you're going through and you ultimately get to the price, they may want it really bad, but still can't afford it. And you'll be like, okay, that's great. Here's the digital product that I have. And, you know, make it, we could talk pricing about that. But then, I mean, you're going to get paid either way.
Right.
So, and then that could just be something that you have on your site as well. Because you're still going to have people that are going to come in at all levels, right? You're still going to have the newbie that wants to work with you. You're still going to have the experienced that wants to work with you. So I don't think that you're cutting your nose off to spite your face there. And then the same thing, I mean, really implementing September, you don't need a lot. You have the idea, you've got you've got a hungry market. If you've been able to get 7 clients, no discovery call at all, I mean, to me, that's really unheard of. So okay. Out of this, I mean, I just really, like, you've not taken any courses. People typically have taken a lot of courses. And I understand that you don't have systems in place, but you know, that's where you want to focus in on. And you've really identified who your 2 clients are, your 2 client types. So right. I just think that we need to be, since you're a systems person, when you get on the call, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how much it is. This is how we can schedule it and move on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, and I do also want to throw this out because, you know, I don't want to make it seem like no discovery call. And I'm like this, you know, I have really spent a lot of time on a Facebook group that is for travel agents. And so I have built a rapport with them. If they ask me a question, then I answer the question, and I'm constantly on there. So I feel like I've built some really good relationships with these people. And that's when they come to me and they message me and say, I need your help. That's
awesome. That's really, so you're in the group. That's one source of marketing. Mm-hmm. Have you, in that one group, have you done anything else outside of that, really? No. Okay. You're good. You're good. Okay. Eat the frog. You know what eat the frog is, things that you don't want to do. And I just put on here, people typically like delay website. I just don't want you to think about it. I want you to get this information that I've listed in the checklist on your website, push publish, and forget about it. If it's, and I know it won't be ugly, but if it's ugly, it's okay. Nobody cares, right? Especially if they're contacting you through Messenger, right? Okay. So here is our task list. Let me go through here. No, wait, I want to go through here, your revenue. The packages that I want you to create. Let me get to package. I've done a screenshot. And again, this was more of general. And you're trying to convince me that I need your service, or that you're trying to convince me I'm overwhelmed. And here's the option. Here is the solution. I need specific packages. I want to use, I call them power words. We want to do like, I design, I implement, I create, there are things that you are specifically doing that will take the pain point, because if you've had 7 clients, now you know what their pain points are, right?
Yes.
Do you know what they are for the newbies, and you know what they are for the more advanced?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to be done here in 10 minutes.
No.
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. This is what I've had. I love like this text portion of your website, the partner plan profit. I love that. And here the specific options and packages, and using the power words: design, implement, optimize. We need to come up though with, and I know that you were talking about some people having $16 an hour. We need to come up with 2 package prices, and I don't want to have any hours associated with that. In your mind, you may think that I want to work 20 hours, but I don't want to have hours associated with the packages that you are working with these people. And again, I want you to put something starting at, and then you can put that on the website. So I know, and it was interesting in your website copy, one of the things that you talked about, affordable, but then you said $75. And then you didn't give me any package. I almost wonder if that, and has this been written out anywhere? Has anybody been able to see this? Or when you're talking, you say it starts at $75, or?
No, it's when I'm talking or messaging back and forth, I just send them. And that $75 one is my custom workflow that I do for the travel agents, the new travel agents, and some more experienced ones. That's $75. It's a digital thing that I go through a process with them, and then I shoot it off to them. And then if they have any questions, they can get back to me. So that's kind of like you said, a one-off, a one and done for $75.
Well, why don't we shoot the price up to $97, and you already include the loom? Is there any customization that needs to be done with that?
No. Mm-mm.
And how do you share it? Is it through a CRM, through travel agents, or?
No, I send it to them. It is a Google Doc.
I love you. I mean, I wish I could see like people going crazy on the other side of this. I mean, this is really good stuff. Okay. What are your thoughts about increasing the price on that to 97?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So the package now is 97. Right now it's in a Google Doc. You could dress it up if you wanted to in a PDF, maybe a fillable PDF. We need to think about how they would be. Is this a workflow that they would constantly go through and do?
For every single client that pops in, yes, they do it from the beginning to the end. From the time the client contacts them to the time the client comes back home from their trip. They use it every single time. So it's a rinse and repeat.
Okay. Do you think then if they're in a Google Doc, do you think like a fillable PDF would work for them? Do you think they print it off and do it, or do they want to do digital? Like they could even do it online if they're doing a fillable, right?
Right. I've only done the Google Doc, and everybody's been okay with it. So
don't worry about it. And then, okay, so you've got the Google Doc, that's done. Do you meet with them again?
It depends on if they choose the $75 one, no. If they choose the $120 one, yes. I literally have a Zoom meeting with them for an hour, and we go over the entire sheet or the workflow, because a lot of them don't understand some of the steps that are in the workflow. So I spend an hour with them on Zoom, send the sheet over, and then a week later I email them asking them if they have any questions.
All right.
That's what I call my advanced workflow.
I'm looking at that. I'm thinking 97 with a Loom, with already a video that is created for that. To me, it's really easy to sell. Do you have a project management tool that you use?
Trello.
Okay. You're just making me giddy. Because you could give them all of this in a Trello board. You could send it over. So if they did 97, I don't like, and this is for me because I want to value your time. I don't like 75 and then 125 for an hour session that's recorded with you. I like 97 and they get the Trello board and they get the Loom video. And if that's all they want, that's great. The upsell then needs to be an hour of your time, which now we're talking intensive. We're actually talking coaching them through. At that point, I mean, I'm thinking minimum like 197. And I know, like, how does that make you feel? You know your customer. What kind of pushback would you get on that?
Well, I think it really depends on how determined the client is off the front. Some travel agents are more apt to just go for it and do whatever it is. Others are more standoffish. So that's why I offer the 75 and the 120 package.
Okay, so the 97 with the Loom goes. The upsell then is the one-on-one with you. It's an hour, it's a recording, it's a little bit more customized, but then you're doing, okay, do you see what you're doing here? How, like, instead of working 20 hours a week, you can do that 197, you schedule a day where you book these people in, and then you do that, and then you send that off to them. You're doing mini business intensives of what you're doing.
Okay, I mean, see it.
Your model is changing from being an implementer and working with people to, you're almost moving into this course creator, a digital product creator, because you know what they need and people are already buying it from you.
Correct.
But I want you to also think, do you see how much more money you could make based on this way of working versus what you had been doing?
100%.
I'm going to cry. I mean, I just really, and you know what, Pam, that just like, I can sit here till I am purple in the face. Workflow. Do you see how valuable that is? And you're like, well, it's nothing for me. I don't know. Like, would I pay that for it? It's not what you would pay for it. It's what they need. And the Disney Fast Pass, you've just jumped them in front of the line.
Right. Absolutely. 100%.
Okay. I mean, I'm just like, to me, this kind of changes a little bit. I mean, you've already got people who are, I mean, do you want to work the hours, or do you want to sell this digital product?
Well, now that you're talking about it, I'm ready to sell the digital product. I already have 3 people that have contacted me that are kind of on hold right now for their own personal reasons, and they're ready. Like in August, they're ready to move. So let's go. I'm like, let's do this. Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, seriously, you have already moved into a digital product, and I think you just kind of stumbled into it. And because I'm thinking, and I'm not going to go into like the personal that you've told me, but I'm just like thinking about your time.
Mm-hmm.
And, a couple of sales a week is 200 a week. That's 800. That's not far off from what your initial, and you've not done anything for that. You've shown up in a Facebook, not that you haven't done anything for that, is that you're not doing the 20 hours a week is what I'm talking about.
Right.
So let me think about this. The package for you for the higher end person, because we've talked about that too. What are you doing for them?
So what I'm doing right now for them is I'm basically doing any type of administrative work that they are asking me to do for them on their back end. So I can go into their systems. They give me all their passwords. I go into their particular platforms and systems that they use and help them either organize that. I'm doing, anything that you do with travel. I mean, I help them look up some information on a certain city or things like that. So I'm really, for them, I'm doing a lot of that administrative work that I feel like almost anybody can do. However, I have the experience being in the travel industry and I know what suppliers to go to and that type of thing. So for the more advanced or 2+ years in the travel industry, really what they're looking for is more back end help. With their systems and keeping them organized because they are so busy with clients right now. With your 2 years and below, they don't have as many clients and they're not needing that administrative help. But what I feel like is that's not my passion, is to do the administrative part. Mine is more the coaching. So, maybe I need to find something where I can coach these that are 2+ years in the business. And they need it too, because their systems are not in order. They're not organized.
I don't know if it's not, okay. So I really think for your newbie person is that definitely, I really am liking that idea of the 97/197 option. Cause that's an hour of your time and that's it. That doesn't mean that you're not marketing every day and you're not doing, and we'll get to the marketing activities. For your more advanced person, the only problem that I have here is that, they're busy with clients, but it doesn't, because when we initially were talking, I'm like, you're in the wrong pool. You need to be with people who have clients. But you say that these people don't want to pay for it. Like your higher, like 2+ year experience people, they don't want to pay for it, right?
They don't want to pay for any over $16 because I guess they feel like if they're just doing administrative work, they're just doing the data entry and that type of thing. And it's something that they can teach anybody to do. Again, where I have the experience. I've already been in the systems. I know the systems. I know how to use them all. But I think they are willing to train somebody else so that they're not paying them $75 an hour, which is what I would hope to make,
Could it be something that you have, and we were talking before the call, is that you have a package and subcontractors are doing the work and the margins are still really good for you and you teach them the system? Because I mean, do really your 2+ year experienced people, are they really are they doing the same thing? Are they going the same places?
Yes.
And so, I mean, that's a numbers game. I don't want to race to the bottom. I want specific things that you were doing that are including in the package. And if they want this, then that's an additional upsell that we continue to add to the package. And that's part of your discovery call and showing them this is your base and these are things that you can add on. And this base stuff, I don't want you in there doing kind of that general admin work, because like you said, I mean, you already, your expertise is higher and you're lowering your value by doing that work. Right. However, I think you can get subcontractors to come in and do that work for you. So you kind of build out almost an agency model.
Right. I like that idea. And I've thought about that. I'll be honest, I've just been scared.
Yeah.
To bring people in.
Well, I can help you with that. Okay. I think initially first, we need to get your website. And we need to get this digital product a little bit more, let's put a little bit more to it.
Right.
And I still think you can put your systems in place and then scale to agency, right? Working with the seasoned owner. And that would even, if you're saying that they don't have time for systems and everything in the back is a hot mess, but they're making money, and they don't want to pay you because they see, okay, so you said something that was really important, administrative. That's why they're doing 16 an hour. So what is the upsell of coaching to scale their business? Do you feel comfortable in that expert position?
Probably not right now. No, because the reason I say that is in our host agency, I talked to you about what that was. In our host agency, they actually do that. They actually coach and charge thousands of dollars to coach for them to get to their next level. I don't think that's where I want to go.
Okay. All right. So we feel comfortable here and eventually may go there.
Correct.
I mean, that we can always do that, right?
Yes.
This is good stuff. How are you how do you like what I've said to you? How do you feel about what we've talked about so far?
I'm like ready to get my Trello board and start. I'm a list, like I'm ready. I'm excited.
You could literally take that Google Doc, copy it, put it right in a Trello board, and and then you do a Loom. I mean, you could do that in a day.
Right. Okay. I think I need to make my worksheet, my workflow a little bit prettier.
Well, so, if it's in a Trello board, then it's just basically a checklist, right?
That's true. Mm-hmm.
So as you're moving that, sorry, I'm moving us everywhere.
And I will say, I have done Trello boards for the two that retain me. I've done some Trello boards for them. So, okay, I like that idea.
Okay. One of the things that you're probably going to want to add to that, since you're using Trello, they may not know Trello. So let's think outside the box there. This is how you get your account. This is how you access the board. You need to copy and like show them step by step what to do for that to access their content. And then they're going to get in and, the email sequence may be this. You deliver that Trello board in the Loom, and they may not have taken you up on the one-on-one. And they go in there and they're like, I don't know. Well, your email sequence that you're following up with them, that could still be, hey, it's not too late to schedule the one-on-one session to, customize this or whatever. It's an hour. And to me, we haven't worked together, but you seem very efficient. You could get it done and get the system down and do a 60-minute and be done with it.
All right. Yeah, I when I set up those other Trello boards, I actually wrote everything out. This is what you do, step 1, step 2, step 3. So I guess I could put that in a video, for somebody. But
yeah,
okay.
We just need to think about that because
okay. All right.
And Trello is easy,
right?
Okay, I'm like giddy. Okay, so I have you down here for social, identifying those Facebook groups that have high value. Obviously, you're in one right now. Are there other travel groups? I mean, could we take and I don't want you to go and join like 500 of them. I want you to do one a month, because just like you said something really important, you got in there and you started answering questions. And so now you're the go-to, and you're not even doing anything to get clients. You are, but you understand what I'm saying.
Right. Yes.
So what we have done right here, you've created you're really creating a marketing system, right? With this one group. So I want you to document what that is, and let's pick the next one.
Okay.
And I said it like so many times, the whole thing with Systems by Design, it meets you where you are in your business. So you don't have to be a part of 10 Facebook groups and spread yourself thin and drive yourself crazy and spin your wheels while you've got a lot going on with your family.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
So one at a time. And I don't know if you've listened to it or not, but I talked about a marketing system and really how to create it, things that you need to be thinking about for your marketing system. So I attached that podcast here.
All right.
For you. Now, here is the thing. We'll get to the email list builder. I don't even want to go there. I want to talk about strategic networking events. Once a month, a meetup. You have the personality, I can already tell. You have the go-getter, I can already tell, where if you did something, and when I was a pharmaceutical rep, we called them lunch and learns. Now, this is where I would actually take the meal in to the doctor, blah, blah, blah. But a lunch and learn where you targeted, you could do this locally and you could do it virtually. So you're doing 2 strategic events a month where there is some content theme that you can help teach. And that also kind of moves you into this expert arena but my gosh, this is going to sell your product and your service as well. I was thinking more of like networking so people know who you are and you're going to be the go-to, both locally. Do you have a lot of travel agencies around you? You don't?
Well, I mean, there are agencies all over the area where I live. I mean, travel agents. I just, I don't know who they are right now. I know who they are, the ones that are in my host agency, but I don't know about the ones that are in, other agencies, host agencies. So,
okay. Have you ever tried to do any like strategic network marketing? Have you tried to do that?
No.
Okay. Well, I think it would be very easy to do something in a Zoom room. You obviously want to make that hook really sexy to get them like, what? Use this to do what? Are you kidding? So they'll come to you. I don't think that we want to be talking about systems. I think we want to be talking more about planning for whether it's a graduation trip, your anniversary, your 50th birthday, or those big milestones. And maybe a good place to look at that is to look at Pinterest trends. And you probably have travel trends, right?
Right. Yes.
And so, and I don't know that much about travel, but let's just say that we're moving into a cruise trend. We'll probably already pass that, but it's like, we want to look at that 3 months out, and you don't want to do like cruise theme during cruise month. We already want to be doing so they can take those tidbits and go, right?
Right.
And then at the end of that presentation that you do with this group, you pitch either you've got this or you've got this, and here's a way to contact me. And that's it.
Okay.
I think, I was really thinking outside of just Facebook groups to give you different options for marketing. I think that we could stay a long time right here in Facebook. But I think, and if it works better for your schedule, you could definitely do the virtual. But it wouldn't hurt you to also do an event if you wanted to in your local community. You could partner up with someone like a diner or something local. I don't know. We've got a lot of local places, and do something like that. There were lots of opportunities, and I really wanted you to be, I'm trying to elevate you to the expert status is what I'm trying to do.
Right. And that's what I need.
And be the go-to.
Right.
So this conversation changed a lot because I typically, when I'm working with someone that has never taken a course, they need a little bit more structure, a little bit more in place. They're not already selling a digital product, and they really don't already have a group that's like coming to them. How long have you been networking in that Facebook group?
Since August of last year.
Okay. So you've been in there a while. Okay. All right. So right now, today, website number 1, let's go ahead and just get that Facebook page up there. But let's shore up that digital product and have it ready to pass out. The next step then would be it sounds like even with the new people, this workflow is what they need. They don't really need you working with them.
Right. I would agree.
So it's hop on a call. Here's 97. You want to do the one-on-one? Here's 197. Let's schedule it. We're done.
Right.
You've spent an hour 20.
And that sounds great.
For what? You've made $300 an hour 20. That works. Because you get enough people, you need to be the go-to for that. And so now either like are travel agents on, okay, I know you're going to laugh at me. Are travel agents on Instagram? Or do they have like a big?
Oh yes, they're on Instagram.
Okay. Well, my work here is done.
No,
I mean,
no.
When you were looking, and I'm really honest to goodness, I'm not trying to plug the Systems by Design. When you were going and I was like, I need a little bit more structure. Like one of the first things that I have you do it's called the Business Optimizer. It is truly like an assessment. So you know exactly what it is that you need to do. And then we look at or where you need to shore up in your business. And then there are 6 specific systems that you need to implement in your business. And all we're doing then after that is over and over and over again. I think that there is too much. I need to learn it and I'm going to do it. I'm going to learn it and I'm going to do it. You need to get really, really good. Like these discovery calls need to be bam. Your systems need to be bam. And I know for too many people, they're not. And that's okay. because we haven't been taught that way. We have been taught, and this is the thing that I see like in Best Buy. I'm like, how do all of those people have money to instant gratification? We have to go out and get it now, right? Systems by Design is taking a more slower approach to it, but it's getting you really good, and it's getting you the foundation you need for your business. Right. So you've got phenomenal things in place, and like I've got bumps. I'm excited for you. What questions do you have for me right now? And we'll just, because I know you have an appointment. What questions do you have? And I'll see if I can see if we've got any questions here on Facebook as well.
I can't think of it. You've added a lot into my head, so I can't think of any specific questions.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm seeing. Okay, so let's see. Okay, here you go. Sorry. they're like, okay, these comments are going, they're blowing up. I don't know if you can see this.
No.
Way to go, Pam. Yolanda's in the house. Way to go, Pam. So, and I love a supportive community, guys. You guys, it's so important. Wins. What? Wow. Okay. I hope we didn't lose people. Gina hopped on. Let's see. People move to their phone. That's amazing. What is Pam's business? Amy asked that. It's mind-blowing. Rhonda, you crack me up. Yes, make me realize I overcomplicate things for sure. I just love how the niche fell into her lap and she ran with it. You know, Ingrid, that's a really good point. But here's the thing. I think that Pam realized she was working in a niche, in a travel niche. And she was able to say, I see this as a need and I can make this as a business. I mean, is that what happened, Pam?
Absolutely. That's exactly what happened. And I actually enjoy it more than I do the travel agency business. So there you go.
And you know what? It's okay. You gave yourself permission to pivot, and now we're going to make you more money.
Right.
Rachel joined us. I would love to get into doing more intensives than implementation, which is very time consuming. Definitely leveraging your time. I'm over here jotting things down. When someone calls and you're in the middle of this and they keep talking and talking, don't they realize I'm in the middle of a mini bath session? Oh man. This is totally not where I thought this would go, and I get off of these calls and I'm almost high. I hope that you're high, Pam.
Yes, I am. I'm ready.
But I will what I'm going to do is I'll message. Oh, I've got your email address. I'm going to share with you this Trello board. And I really feel like I need to change a couple of things because we need to just get that website launched and get this digital. You're selling a digital product.
Right.
And we can talk further about the agency part. Now, I don't want that. When you say agency, you're like, oh, I'm responsible for a lot of people. I want you to start with one person. And again, we have to define the package, work with one person. And then until you have that comfort level, again, nobody's pushing you. Then we can bring someone in, you teach them, and we just got one. And we get it really
like that idea.
Yeah. Slow and steady always wins the race instead of like throwing everything in the kitchen sink. That's just a hot mess. And we didn't hop into this business to be a hot mess, right?
No, we did not.
So, all right, guys, thank you so much for your time. I know, Pam, do you have anything else? Anything you want to share?
I just want to say thank you, Rhonda. You have, you've really this is what I needed. Like, I needed somebody to say, okay, you're doing a good job, because let's just get real. Like when you're in it, you don't really feel like that, even though I do have people that are kind of waiting or whatever, still you have those thoughts in the back of your head. So thank you for pushing all of us to do what it is that we need to do. And you are fantastic. I'm telling everybody about you. So thank you. And thank you for everybody else that's out there that is supporting each other in your group. And I just appreciate it. I love it. Now I've got the goosebumps.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. Community can do anything. Community
yes, I agree.
Can do anything. So, all right, guys, if you're watching the replay, let me know, put replay in the comments, and You'll see me in your message, Pam. I wish you luck on your upcoming appointment, and we will talk soon.
Okay, great. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for spending some time with us today. Click the link. It's the first link. We make it super simple for any of the tools and resources that we talked about in today's video, helping you make it easy for your freedom to impact.